On Sunday the 1st of February 1903, the Mumbles Lifeboat, James Stephens No. 12 was launched to oversee the refloating of Waterford schooner SS Christina, which had run aground on the sands at Aber-Afon, Port Talbot. The Mumbles Lifeboat crew consisted of coxswain Tom Rogers, second coxswain Daniel Claypitt and bowman Samuel Gammon, along with three of his brothers, David, John, James, and Richard, and their brother-in-law Hedley Davies, accompanied by Charlie Davies, David John Howell, William Jenkins, George Michael, Robert Smith, Tom Michael and David John Morgan. When the Mumbles Lifeboat had reached the other side of Swansea Bay, the tide was not high enough for the SS Christina to be refloated. At this time the sea was rough and a snowstorm was imminent, therefore it was decided to shelter in Port Talbot Harbour. As the Mumbles Lifeboat James Stephens sailed across the bar, it was caught by heavy seas and capsized several times, throwing her crew into the rough and icy water. This is a photograph of the crew who lost their lives. One of the survivors was Tom Michael, who was later granted £20 by the RNLI because of his injuries. He had survived the Mumbles Lifeboat disaster of 1883 along with David Morgan, but his mate on that occasion is now drowned. And his younger brother, George, as well. On the 5th of February 1903 a funeral service of the 6 men took place at All Saints Church and they were laid to rest at Oystermouth Cemetery. The Cambrian newspaper reported on the tragedy and on the finding of the Board of Trade inquiry. It said the result was, as described by all the witnesses. The James Stephens could not be kept under control, and in consequence did not run true in the sea, but got athwart it, was struck on her starboard quarter and capsized. The subsequent capsizing followed from the first, as the boat was beyond all control, and they together caused the lamentable loss of life. At All Saints Church there is a memorial window dedicated to the crew. You can visit the website A History of Mumbles for more detailed information on this and many other stories of historical and general interest.